You need a partner who's going to help you and who understands your lifestyle. And it's not for every girl. That's completely fine. Understand that as a man, like you said, don't try to be Superman and try to fix this relationship. Like if she is there to party, if she's that kind of girl, then that's not the kind of girl that I want. I want a partner who's going to help me because I'm not a party kind of guy. You know, like, yeah, partying is amazing. You go out with some girls and you have an amazing time with them, and they might be just that kind of person who just is fun at parties. But how about with the bad times? How about when you're tired and you got nothing left to give them? Are they still going to be around?
Yo, what's good, everybody? And this week's podcast is brought to you by our amazing sponsors at Geology. Guys, Geology is an award-winning skincare brand that has custom skincare regimen for the unique skincare needs of the everyday man. Guys, so many people send me messages and they're like, yo, Fees, I ain't trying to come off weird, but dude, what do you do for your skin? And guys, I always recommend hop on a skincare routine ASAP, and Geology is an amazing one. You can take a self-diagnostic test and it will give you guys custom skincare products just for you and your particular needs. So go to geology.com, use the offer code roommates at checkout. You'll be able to get 30% off your monthly regimen. Guys, invest in improving your skincare, invest in leveling up physically, and the best way to do that is via Geology. The link is in the description below. Hop on it ASAP and let's get to this week's episode. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Hafiz.
Chris, to start the show, baby.
Yes. What is good, everybody? We are back in the lovely city of Los Angeles, California. Chris has a mink coat on.
Like this? This is new, you know what I mean?
You know, it seems like you're trying to be a fashionable person today.
I'm trying to upscale or level up, as we say, Hafiz. You know. I'm trying my best.
So, you know, Chris got the jacket on, you know what I mean? We in LA, and we had to bring back one of my favorite people, guys. This man, I don't know how people's hair can never be this perfect, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This man has the greatest hair in the planet. I need to learn this guy's secrets. Please welcome back to the show, the one and only Alex Costa. Alex, what up, man?
Thank you so much for the intros are always so good, man. I feel like we need steam and I walk out. I feel hyped up after that.
I know I should have some music.
Exactly, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes, Alex. So what's been new with you, man?
Dude, I mean, things are starting to open up again in LA. Last time we saw each other, my hair was a lot shorter. That's for sure. You know, maybe I can get a haircut now. Things are good, man. You know, we're hopefully coming to the end of this quarantine situation. I've been working hard. You know, I got a beautiful girlfriend who's supporting me every day. Like things are good. Things are good.
Awesome. And then I think last time you talked to me, you were dropping the Forte series. Like, was it like maybe like the second?
Yeah. So we were dropping the second round of products.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So we only had one product up until then, and then now we have 7 or 8 products already. That's with awesome. 2 more coming next month. Another one coming the month after that. So we're rolling. We've got to keep this going.
Man, so what did you guys launch new?
So we launched a texture spray, a hairspray, sea salt spray, a paste, shampoo, conditioner. So before you guys go, you're gonna get the works.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know,
I got you guys. Curls, man.
I got you guys covered with the Forte products.
That's awesome. I appreciate that a lot. But one of the things, you know, as we've been navigating the YouTube space and we've been growing, and you know, it's been pretty awesome. Obviously, you're an OG to the space. Yep. One of the thoughts that came into the back of my mind was like, man, like, what is a part of creating content that has been extremely frustrating, but you know that it's important? So for example, one of the things is you and I are trying to like help men and create and like do stuff better for men. But one of the things that's like really helpful that we find is like, let's say maybe like giving financial advice and stuff like that. But then it's frustrating because nobody watches that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to watch it. So I was like, man, I wonder what are some of the things that, like, as Alex has been creating content, you know, trying to help men for all these years, what are some of the things that you're like, yo, this is really helpful, but it's so frustrating to make stuff like this?
You know, so content creation itself can be very repetitive after a while, right? Especially I've been doing it for a long time. So that's one aspect, and we can get into that later. But in terms of getting feedback from my followers and everyone who watches my videos, what's been most frustrating is getting that same feedback from guys being like, yo, you know, this girl doesn't want to see me anymore. I've already tried calling her like 10 times. What do I do, man? I really love this girl. I look at their profile. They're like 14, 15 years old. Yeah. You know, they're like, this is the one. What do? I have to get her back. And I'm like, I just want to shake him. Yeah. You know, I'm like, come on, guys.
I want to slap him now.
Yeah, you know? I'm like, it's all good, man. You got this. Don't worry about it. But dude, I get this message at least once a day. At least every day I get a message from a guy who's frustrated about a girl. Yeah. And I'm just like, I wish I could just shake you a little bit. You know, goodness. It is frustrating. And I talk about it on my channel a lot. And I'm like, you guys got to make sure that you're confident, you do you, and things will happen. But so many guys, I think they just lose that confidence over time. When they want to talk to a girl, for example, they're like, you know, I don't know if she's gonna like me. I don't know if she's gonna like the way that I am. I don't feel like I'm good enough. And I'm like, well, dude, just go and do your thing and try. You know, but guys are scared. The guys are really scared. Yeah. It's just in the culture now for whatever reason. You gotta let that go.
That's good.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like they are scared, and you know, we try to help them because we care. You know, we want to see these guys thrive. We give them the videos, and then 2 months later, they still need help. You know, they still like not understanding the overall message. Like, you have to get yourself together, the kingdom, and really level up and build up yourself. But you know, that's one of the frustrating things that we always go through. You know, it's like we give them the medicine. They may take a small piece of it, and then they still not cured or whatever. And then if we give them something that can really help them out, like the financial advice, like the status, or you know, how to dress, it's like that will help you with your overall confidence. But you don't even care about that stuff. You don't watch that stuff. You only want to know how to get the girl.
The truth is also, like, a lot of people look at, you know, the content online as entertainment, and they forget that if you're watching my videos and you're like saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, you can't just say it or comment, oh, this video is amazing, I feel great. You actually have to do it. You know, so it's a two-step process here. So you have to watch the video, understand what I'm saying, understand what you guys are saying. You guys give some amazing advice, but then you have to act on it. Otherwise, you're just watching Netflix at that point. You know, you're just watching me to get hyped up, and then you go to sleep and don't do anything about it. You know, you're watching a fitness video, eating chips. It's the same thing. You know, it doesn't work. You have to actually go out there. You have to put yourself out there. And as guys, you have to understand, you're going to get rejected once in a while. Don't let that get to you, man. You got to keep moving forward, and that's fine. You know?
No, that's so good, because it's so fun that you mentioned that, because I literally thought to myself, I wish I can have an auto default message on Instagram where somebody sends a message and says, hey, thanks for reaching out. If you're asking me about a girl who doesn't want you, I am not going to answer this question. Please go to video A, B, C, and D for that. But please do not ask me that question. But you're right. And I really wonder, what is it that men are being taught that makes them so obsessed with somebody who's not interested in them?
That's a good question, man. I think guys are just scared, and for whatever reason, you know, whenever they try to talk to a girl and it doesn't go their way, it becomes an obsession. It becomes an obsession. True. Like, this is the one, I have to do this right, you know. And then you see it in movies all the time. You have to fight for this person that you want. You have to go after them. Is that true? Yeah, of course. There's a little bit of truth to that, but not to a point where, like, this person doesn't care about you. This person doesn't do any good for you. Why would you put all of your energy into this person who you're not even dating, maybe, you know?
Exactly.
Or maybe you are dating this person and it's just not working out. You have to understand, at some point you got to go your own path, and that is perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. I think a lot of guys don't understand that. Sometimes I think women actually understand that better than men, that if it's not working out, we got to go our separate ways. Guys, for whatever reason, we internalize everything. We want to keep everything in, and then all of a sudden it's like it blows up and it doesn't work out.
No.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things. I think it's just they not happy with their lives.
Yeah.
You know, because I could put myself in that position where I was really trying to fight out for a girl, go out there trying to make her like me. But if I look back, it was because my finances wasn't right, or my business wasn't going well, or I was having family issues. It was hard to look in the mirror. So you search for something that, like, man, this girl can make me happy. If I get this one thing, if I get this attention, I get the text back, I get this date, I get the sex, whatever the case may be, at least I got that from her because she accepted me, she loved me, she gave me that approval. And I think a lot of guys are looking for that, and not knowing that if they have everything else that they need, you know, with their business and their life and all those other things, they don't even really need that stuff from that girl.
Exactly, man. So instead of doing that, you have to do the opposite. You work on yourself, and then that will come. That will come. There is no way that if you are putting in the work into yourself, into the way that you look, the way that you act around people, your communication skills, you know, your business, of course, your career, there's no way that girls are not going to be interested. And that's not to say, oh, they just want the money. No, they want a guy who's leveling up, right? Because that is attractive. Same way that you know, my girlfriend works so hard, and that to me is one of her best qualities. I'm like, wow, she's a hard worker. We belong together. Like, we can talk about this. You know, I work hard. I can explain to her, hey, I had a crappy day because this and that. She's like, yeah, I get it. I understand that. Instead of being like, well, you should have spent more time with me. You know, it's not like that. So guys have to level themselves up first, work on themselves, and the rest will follow. The rest will follow.
No, that's 100%. Good. I think you made a great point, Alex, and Chris also touched on it, is that I think, like you said, like when it comes to like movies and society, it teaches you that story that I tell the story all the time about. I don't know if you guys watch the TV show Family Matters with Steve Urkel.
No.
Yeah, I was too young for that.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, that much younger than me. but I mean, it's in every TV show, right? It's this the TV show, the movie where the guy sees a girl, doesn't want him. Yep. He works. At the end of the movie or at the end of the TV series, he finally gets the girl at the end, right? And so I think guys are programmed like that, but they don't have like the real story of what really happens. So I was wondering if you guys were comfortable of sharing a time where there was a girl that you really wanted and you put in a lot of energy, and maybe, you know, you didn't value yourself and it didn't work out. Cause I feel like everyone in the movies will tell you the story where it's happily ever after, but for most guys, it doesn't work out.
Most guys, it really doesn't, man. It really doesn't. The thing is, yes, that's definitely happened to me. I had an ex-girlfriend, you know, and she was a YouTuber, so I thought, I'm a YouTuber. Like, you know, we're growing together. Like, we have these things in common. You know, I was from Brazil, she's from Egypt, so we know what it's like to be here, not being from here. And it worked out for a little bit. And then things just started going completely awry. It wasn't meant to be, but I tried to fix it and she tried to fix it. And we're like, well, we're meant to be together. This is the girl that I've been searching for. You know, we have so much in common, but it just wasn't clicking. We started getting into arguments and we started putting each other down. And that's when, you know, like, if you're putting me down, I'm putting you down. Why are we even doing this? There's gotta be a better life out there. There's no reason to fix this. I'm going to go fix myself. You go fix yourself. I know you got a lot to say. If it's meant to be, you'll find each other later. I haven't seen her since then. You know, like, that's just how it is. And it was for the best. It was for the best, honestly. And I wish I did it sooner. You know, I wish I did it sooner. We were together for probably like 2.5 years or something, which is not that long in the grand scheme of things. I learned a lot. Of course, there were great parts of this relationship as well. But that was the one that made me realize, hey, if it's not meant to be, don't try to force it. Don't try to, because then it builds this pressure. And then that's when we were getting into these arguments and these things. I'm like, I don't like to argue. I don't like drama. I don't like what am I doing? This is not even myself anymore, you know? So that's when we went our separate ways, and I think she's doing well. You know, I'm great. I'm doing fine.
No, you're doing good. You ain't gotta worry about that.
You didn't know.
In my relationship, you know, I'm very happy. You know, things are good, and I found someone who it doesn't happen anymore. You know,
because I think what happens is, I think a lot of people think that conflict, fighting, drama, they think that's normal. You know, I think that's what a lot of, especially guys, they think. They think it's like, okay, every day I have to rescue Princess Peach from the dragon. Like, it's constantly this battle. You know, game reference for you.
Yeah, dude, I caught that one. I caught that one.
You know, and so to me, I think that's something which is why, you know, I love when you guys show your relationship and things along those lines, because I think people need to see that it's not always supposed to be World War III every day.
No, it's not. And it's not going to be perfect every single day. But there's got to be a balance, and there's got to be more good than bad. And that's just the truth. That's how it has to be. You know, with Robbie and myself, do we argue? Yeah. If we didn't argue, I'd be a little worried. Like, are things okay? Are you like keeping everything in, you know.
Yeah.
So but we talk to each other, we respect each other, and that's what matters. You don't have to go and argue all the time about every single feeling that you're having and putting everything out there, because at that point it's like, it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Either you go to, if you really want it to work out, maybe go to therapy, which is completely acceptable. That's fine. Try it out. But at some point, you have to realize, this is not for me. This is not for her. Let's go better ourselves. And then we'll see what happens later.
100%. You got to value yourself.
You got to value yourself.
That was something that I had to really learn. Like, because she was, like you said, I met her through her mom, actually. It was kind of crazy.
Whoa.
Like, it was random. It was really random. I met her mom at the airport.
He wasn't dating her mom first.
You got her mom's number first?
Whoa. Listen. When you meet somebody like me, moms love me. Like, of course they want me to date their daughter. Of course. So that's kind of how it happened, you know. So it was one of them things where, like, man, this would be a crazy story. And I can find myself, like, when we first started talking, things was going really well. And then all of a sudden it was a switch kind of change. I don't know what happened on her end, but I could see that I wanted more than what she does. She not even putting the work in. She not valuing me. She not respecting me. Okay, the communication's kind of going lower and she kind of pulling back. So I'm like, what's going on here? But I kept pursuing. I kept talking to Fees. I kept talking to Stephon. I kept trying to figure out answers. Like, man, like, why doesn't she want me? Does she not understand how great I am? Does she not understand what the future that she can have?
Likes me.
The mom likes me, you know?
Yeah.
And I realized that I'm like, man, I'm not even valuing myself. You know, I'm really paying attention to something or to somebody that doesn't even want me like that. Well, I need to put something into my purpose, into my business, into really getting healthy. So that's something where it's like, I feel like men have to understand that if you're in that position, you have to value yourself and put yourself first.
And, you know, a lot of people, when you say that, they think, oh, that's you being selfish. You know, you just want to go end this relationship so that you can go and do your own thing and, you know, become successful or get really, you know, muscular or whatever. It's not that. You're doing that not just for yourself, but for you know, to make sure that you find the right partner as well. You know, make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. You know, when it comes to a job interview, when it comes to dating, anything in life, like if you're prepared, if you're confident, then you're going to have the upper hand. Right. And that goes for dating 100%. So why not better yourself, make sure that you're ready. And trust me, dude, I learn every day. Like I make so many mistakes, not only in business, but in relationships and family stuff. I do. But I take that and I'm like, that was my fault. You know, I'm going to man up. That was my fault. Let me make it better. You know, let me get better. Let me learn. Let me watch some of your podcasts, understand a little bit more. And that's what you're supposed to do. You know?
No, that self-accountability piece is real, because I think what happens is some guys get into the funk where, you know, Aaron shared it, Jose shared it, is when you get into that victim mindset where all of a sudden what's wrong with the world is everybody else and never yourself. And so a lot of guys, it's like, oh man, she's shallow. She doesn't know what she wants. And yeah, there may be something in her, but then like you said, if you're able to have the accountability as a man and say, okay, what can I do better? Right. And sometimes, like Chris said, what I can do better is value myself enough to not entertain a person doesn't want me. What I can do better, like Alex says, is, you know, maybe hop into Alex's inner circle and be able to improve yourself as a man. So I think it's really important that men who are not where they want to be, or men who don't value themselves, you have to have that self-awareness and that self-accountability to make a change in your life. And so my question I think we all can answer this question, but starting off with you, Alex, is what would you say has been one of the most pivotal changes that you made to your life that you saw gave you the most success in your day-to-day life?
This is actually a recent change that I made, even after actually we started talking. So quarantine, you know, definitely made me realize that things can go wrong anytime, just like this, you know. And I mean, you know, so many people are in disarray, and I get messages all the time. Hey, dude, my life is upside down. I lost my job. I lost, you know, my girlfriend or whatever it may be. I lost family members, and you know, it was terrifying. It was terrifying. I'm so lucky that I was able to maintain what I'm doing, continue to do what I do every single day through YouTube, because I work in the digital space. But not everyone's lucky like that, you know. In this situation, I got lucky, but I found myself going through this mindset change during quarantine, where I'm like, I have everything I need. I'm doing well. That everything is growing. Why am I feeling like uncomfortable right now? Why am I not as happy as I should be? And I started to realize that I was going through the same routine every single day, waking up, doing my work, going to sleep, like saying hi, you know, my girlfriend in there, having dinner. But it was like very same shit, different day. And it wasn't fulfilling me anymore. And it was almost making me not like doing what I was doing. And I love what I do. So I was like, oh, this is different. This is different.
Yeah.
So I started to realize that I needed to spend more time doing other things outside of social media, you know, and that shifted for me, that mindset of I need to keep hustling, I need to keep doing this. I was like, I need to enjoy life. That's what I need to do, because if this happens again and I lose one of my family members, or, you know, who knows, like I go whatever, like I want to make sure that I have enjoyed my life, and all of this that I was able to build was for nothing. So what am I doing here? And I started to doubt myself, because nowadays you go on Instagram and it's like, you got to hustle, you got to do this, you got to wake up at 6:30 and you got to be done by 9. And I was like, wait, that's how I think. Why is this shifting? And I was literally in the shower contemplating. That's the best place to think, you know? I'm like, why am I feeling this way? This is weird. I've never felt this before. I was feeling a little complacent. That's really what it was. Just kind of bored in a way. I felt like I did the social media thing. I beat the game. Now what? Like I needed something else. Yeah. But it didn't feel right to me, because I've never felt that way before. So I started to think, okay, let me try to put this into an analogy here. And I'm like, all right, so let's say there is, and this is all in the shower. I'm like, man, how do I explain this to myself? I was trying to make sense of it to myself. If there's a well and you go there every single day to this well and you get $1,000 from this well, right? Every single day, just once a day. You got $1,000. You can only go there once a day. It takes 4 hours to get there, 4 hours to get back, right? It's not easy, but it's not hard. Like it's an 8-hour workday. Like you go there, come back, you make $1,000. You make 30 grand a month. Dude, that's great money.
It is.
Yeah.
You're going to do that. If I tell you there's a well, we're like, let's go, right?
Yeah. After
like 3 or 4 months, you're like, well, maybe I'll skip tomorrow, dude. I'm tired. I'm tired. Like it's right there. I know what I have to do, but what if I just spend some time over here doing something else instead? And then soon enough, you're like, maybe I'll take 1 day a week off. Maybe I'll take 2 days a week off. And just for my mental health, just to see how I feel, right? The reality is, once you're doing the same thing over and over again, your body starts to be like, bro, you need something else. You need to change it up, you know? And that's where I was. I was like, I know what I have to do. I'm good at it. I know I have a formula. I'm just kind of tired of it. I need something different. I need to find a different well, something, something more, to take a scenic route, something. So I started to look away from social media. I started to look at, real estate investment. I started to look at, stocks. I started to look at different things. And that was a big realization for me. It was like, I can't really be doing this for forever, because I'm going to like burn myself to the ground. And that was probably the biggest mindset change that I've had over the past probably year, where I was all in. And then now I'm like, let's take a second. Let's appreciate this beautiful world, this beautiful life, these people around me. I'm still going to continue to work as hard as I do, but let's maybe try different things. Like I said, the real estate investment and whatnot. So that's what I'm focused on right now. That I completely changed my mindset, and I'm so happy that I did, because I feel more alive. As before, I would wake up and be like, here we go, another day. And I'm not saying this is just me. During quarantine, a lot of people felt this way, whether you're, working, no matter the industry you're working in. I just felt it because I work from home. I'm at home 24/7, have this digital life. And then I'm like, I can't even pretend that I'm like having a good time, because I'm actually not right now, So that mindset change, that was a big change for me.
No, that's interesting, because I talked to Aaron about this, and he said very similar things. And he was saying, because especially when you, Aaron, Jose, been doing this for so long, and there's so many ways to, to what do they say, milk a cow. There's only a certain amount of ways. And so I can easily see that there comes a time where the mundanity of life just becomes like a Groundhog Day, to where similar to the movie, you have to mix it up. You have to do something new. You have to innovate. You have to, try something differently to be able to feel alive again. And I think that's something that a lot of guys are always asking me who are trying to build and create great work. They're like, I'm losing motivation.
Yeah.
I'm losing interest. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, I thought we're just supposed to work until we achieve success. But I think you really, like, you hit the nail on the head where sometimes you might need to do a little tweak and innovate. Maybe instead of working for 9 hours a day, maybe you take a walk.
Yeah.
And maybe like taking a walk and working for 8 hours a day, you're way more productive than you could have done at 9 hours a day. So I think that's a really great illustration, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah. And I was doubting myself for so long too. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? You know, I talk about the hustle all the time. I watch this content all the time. I'm like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be preaching otherwise, you know, the complete opposite. But the reality is there comes a point where you're just like, I need something different. And I wasn't being challenged. I wasn't. Like I said, I knew the formula. I had to walk for hours, walk back, and, you know, I do my job. I post my videos. I continue to grow. I was working hard, but I needed something different. And that changed for me recently. And, you know, I'm looking at investing into startups, and it's just more exciting to me now. And I'm going to continue to do what I do. There's not going to be any changes. Don't get mad at me. I'm going to continue to post as much as possible. I post every day on TikTok, every single day. I post 4 times a week on YouTube. You know, I post pretty much every single day on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm just, and I have Forte. I have 2 new brands coming out this year. I have the Inner Circle. And I'm like, okay, like, chill, dude. You know, it's okay. Like, enjoy life. And now, with the light at the end of the tunnel here, with things opening up June 15th, hopefully in LA.
That's what they said?
That's what they said.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this summer, man. I haven't traveled in a long time, like actually traveled and enjoyed it, you know, because, and that was like a release for me back in the day. And I didn't have that release for so long. And I think that was a big part of it as well, because before I would work for 2 weeks, travel for a week or whatever, come back and do it again. And now I wasn't doing that for a year. You know, I was like, whoa, this is getting a little out of hand here. So I needed something different. And that's what I realized.
Yeah, no, I feel that, because like we are in that space where we preach to guys work, and I think there's a balance to it where they have to understand that they do need to pick up the shovel and work, because I feel like they pick up the shovel 1 to 2 days, put the shovel back down, don't look at it for 3-4 days. But then there's guys when they understand like, okay, everything requires work. Now they pick up the shovel every single day for the next 3 to 5 years. And it's like, okay, once you understand the work, it gets easier. You get, like you said, you get comfortable. And then like even with Lewis Howard said, like you have to be uncomfortable, and that's when you have to innovate, switch things up, and really, you know, find that balance where you can be productive and enjoy life as well. Because I don't want to preach to the person just continue to work and that's be your entire life. I want you to enjoy your life as well. So if they understand and get the foundation of working hard and leveling up, okay, good. Now let's figure out how we can enjoy it and do it at the same time. A lot of guys, they just don't do the work at all. They just want to enjoy life. And they complain to me later.
Exactly. And you have to understand where you fit in too. You know, you're watching this content and you're like, oh man, Gary Vee's saying I got to wake up earlier and we'll go to bed later and I got to work out. And I'm like, okay, well, I kind of like already do that. So he's talking to the guys who are just getting started.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I paid my dues, man. Oof. I've been there, you know? Now I'm like, okay, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to stop. Like I'm still hungry. I'm just going to change things up. I'm just going to elevate my own game and try to, you know, like you said, I was feeling uncomfortable or maybe too comfortable. I was feeling like something needed to change. And I was like, all right, let's start changing things up, you know? So I'm looking to make some changes to my channel over the next year or two. Like I said, I kind of want to move out of LA at some point. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier. I wrote down my goals. You know, I'm like, what do I want? Like, I don't have a monetary like goal. I'm like, I need to make this much every year. I'm like, I want to be happy, man. I want to be happy. I want to be comfortable. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want to be comfortable. I love my car.
Me too.
It's true. Like, it's true. Like, you know, like who wouldn't want those nice things? Like, everyone likes nice things. But is that going to come at a cost where I'm not happy? Then I don't want it. You know, I really don't. I want to make sure that I'm happy, that I'm making people around me happy. And I want to work to a point where I want to take care of my family. That's my goal. First thing I wrote down on my goal list was like, take care of my family. As long as we are good, I'm good, man. I'm happy, you know?
2 things that you said stood out to me. The first thing was, man, because the Gary Vee point is really good, because Gary Vee gives advice, like just general advice. But if you ever sit and like listen to him give people advice, it's always specific to the person.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, you're going to apply the advice the wrong way.
Exactly.
So like I've always said, there's two different kinds of guys. There's the lazy guys, as Chris described, who they need to hear wake up earlier. They need to hear work harder.
Yep.
They need to hear, you know, you guys need to stop making excuses and start putting the time in. So that type of message needs to be applied to them. But then you have the other guys, you know, I got Alex's inner circle, you know, I got all the Forte products, you know, I got the roommates mandatory course, you know, I'm working out 5 times a week, you know, I'm working 15 hours a day. And then they hear the work harder message.
And then you blow up. Like you're like, I can't do it. I can't do anymore. You know, like I'm only one person, you know, and that's when for the longest time, I was like, okay, I can't do anymore. I'm only one person. Let me hire someone. Yeah. So I built my team. You know, I have 2 editors, 2 videographers, photographer, assistant, lawyer, accountant, you know, all the works. I'm like, all right. And then it got to, and then it got to a point I'm like, I can't, this is it. Like I can't hire someone to shoot the videos for me. It's all that. So I got to change things up. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, I still have I'm the decisive factor when it comes to anything Forte. You know, I have 2 business partners, but anything, the font on the box, the colors, the consistency of the product, it all goes through me. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a control freak when it comes to my brand because it's my baby, man. And I love it. I love it, you know? Yeah. But I do put that on myself and I'm okay with that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, I need to find other sources of just fulfillment and enjoyment and happiness. And it doesn't have to be more YouTube videos or more Instagram posts. I'm like, I'm kind of at the limit, you know, let's look somewhere else.
And that's the part that I think guys got to see is Gary Vee talks about it. You've talked about it as well, is the happiness medium. Yeah. Because I think you as a man have to understand what you can handle, right? So a guy can be like, man, I want to Aston Martin like Alex, right? And so for him to make the kind of money, he might have to be working 18 to 20 hour days. But him working 18 to 20 hour days, he'll be miserable. Exactly. He'll be frustrated. He'll be depressed.
He's not going to have time to drive the Aston,
exactly.
Dude.
So maybe you need to want maybe the nice Lexus and work your 8 to 10 hours and be able to drive and go on trips and be able to, you know, go down the highway, you know, just enjoy your life. So I think a lot of guys in the social media era, they're looking at everybody's life and they're wanting the glamour, the LA homes and all these things, but not realizing that probably wouldn't make you happy. And you need to figure out, okay, what kind of work that you need to put in to achieve happiness in your life. Yeah. Because Jose even said it himself. He's like, man, like the way I work, most people will be miserable here. Yeah. You know, like most people, like Jose wakes up at what, 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm never, I don't care how much you pay me. I will never, there's no way you're paying me to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't do that.
No, it's precious. That's those sleep hours, you know, in the morning.
Dude, trust me. I'm just fine. I'm just fine waking up at 8:30, man. I'm just fine. But so you have to and I want guys to realize that you have to understand, okay, what range are you in? What kind of life do you need? And don't overexert yourself because you'll be miserable if you are working 24/7 and not enjoying the life that you have.
Exactly, man. And with this specific job, a lot of people think that content creation is so easy, you know, and I know we kind of talked about the frustrations there. They think that you just sit and then just talk to a camera and that's it. When I literally just told you guys the amount of people that I have helping me create what I create. You know, it's not that easy. And you're never turned off. Like you're just always on, dude, always on. Like every 10, 15 minutes, I open my, you know, my stats on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm like, is everything going okay? Like, do I have to find another job? You know, like you feel that way because I'm blessed. I'm so happy with everything that I've accomplished. But you always like have that little fear. Is this going away at some point, dude? Is YouTube going to shut down? Because then, you know, I'm screwed. I got to figure something out. And that was another reason why I'm like, let's look outside of social media. But yeah, most people don't realize that it is a tough job mentally because of that. It's not a 9 to 5. It's like 24/7. Like I dream of this. I wake up and it's the first thing I think of. I'm like, got to check my stuff, make sure everything's good. You know, I post my videos at 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every day of every one of those days, I'm like, my brother posts the videos for me. You met my brother. But I'm there, just like watching, making sure everything is good. I don't have to do that, but I love my job. I love my followers. I want to make sure that they're happy. So it's taxing. You know, it is. After a while, you're like, man, I'm a little tired. So you know, you got to watch out for yourself. Make sure that you're happy. And after I realized that, I'm like, all right, I feel a lot. It's like this whole weight just lifted off my shoulders. I'm like, I'm gonna keep hustling. I'm gonna do my thing. But if I don't want to work today, I'm not going to work today, man. I'm going to chill. I'm going to go to the beach with my girlfriend. I'm going to hang out with my family. My mom's coming from Florida next week for Mother's Day.
Awesome.
I'm like,
thanks for reminding me.
Bro. Gotta get a gift, man, you know? So I'm like, I am going to take some time off. I'm going to enjoy it with my mom. She's about to be 60. You know, like I was so scared when COVID was going on. I mean, it's still going on, but she got vaccinated. She's good. So scared because I'm like, man, I didn't even take, my goal is to take care of my family. I haven't really done that yet. Like, hold up, you know? So now that shifted and I want to get there. That's the goal.
That self-awareness piece is key. You know, and that's the thing is, you know, that's why for me, I feel like healing is so important because if you heal, you understand, you can open the hood up and see what the problems is. And if you know what the problem is, now you can figure out the solutions. And that's why I say you have to start with yourself. And then when you realize like you have this business or you're working, then it's like, all right, where I'm not happy at. Now, like, how can I fix that? If that's in business, if that's in your relationships, if that's with your friends, whatever the case may be. But, you know, that's why we urge healing because that self-awareness where you got to find where you're comfortable at, where you're not happy at, where's some things, where's the issues. If you don't understand that practice and foundation, you would never do that. And then you'll be miserable in life. So I think that self-awareness is really key to a lot of guys and their happiness and that finding that happy medium as you was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to my girlfriend, Robbie, and she's like, let's go to brunch with me and my friends. I was like, I don't really like brunch. I just said it, didn't even think about it. She's like, what do you mean you don't like brunch? It's like, you go, you have fun, you see your friends, you know, you have a mimosa, whatever. And I'm like, because I could be working. I could be working, you know? And that, she was like, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're not going to go see your friends, enjoy LA, beautiful, to work. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, like if I don't, somebody else will. And I had to catch myself. As I was saying that, I'm like, that's stupid. You know, like to a degree, of course. But I'm like, I've worked so hard. And here I am making myself believe that I don't like to see people to go out because I have to work. And it's like, no, you can do both and still enjoy life and, you know, do your career and grow as a person, et cetera, et cetera. You can do all of that. Just don't run yourself to the ground. You know, that's what I was doing.
What is that healthy sacrifice though? Like that opportunity cost?
That's a great, it depends on everyone, you know, but I think for me, it's just going to be get as many people to help me as possible, like see what else I can do here. And then really just try to like travel more, just try to enjoy a little bit more and not try to grow the social media aspect as much. What I found myself doing is, all right, I hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Nice. 2 million now. You know, like I wouldn't even take a day, you know, and I'm like, let's go on to the next and on to the next. I'm like, where does it end? Where does it end? I got to be happy with everything that I've accomplished. And trust me, I'm humbled. Like I really enjoy what I do. And every single person that follows me, I'm like, yeah, you know, this is awesome. Like another person that can help. But at some point it's a numbers game with social media and you're just looking at what's next. And that's bad. That's really bad. So I caught myself there and I'm like, it's not about growing on social media anymore. It's about making sure I'm taking care of the people that are already there, making sure that I'm taking care of myself. Because otherwise, if I'm not feeling good, I can't show any positivity in any of these videos. So, you know, I can't really answer that question. I'm not really sure because I feel like I'm still going through this in my head. I'm still figuring it out myself. You know, what I'm trying to do though is just enjoy now. Enjoy now. I'm 32. I'm going to be 33 in July. And I think the age probably has something to do with it. You know, like, all right, I've been working since I was 14 at Domino's Pizza. That's where I started. You know, like now I'm over here in LA and it's like, I can take a little bit more time for myself. So that's where I'm at.
No, you know, like you said, man, I think at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself And if you're not happy with yourself, that's all that matters. And I just thought about something as you were talking. And it kind of goes back to the OnlyFans conversation that you and I were having.
Oh boy!
But it's a point that I tell guys all the time, when you meet really successful people, they never feel like they've arrived. Mm-hmm. And especially, the first generation successful people, the first generation immigrants such as you and I, the biggest thing that we always have in the back of our mind is it can all go away.
Yeah. And
that's something where it's like, no matter how much money we have, no matter how much success, there's always something in the back of our mind, where it can all go away. We have never arrived, which is why, like I said, it was so erroneous to somebody who just started making money thinking that they have trees and we'll focus on that one. But to me, it's like, that's the pressure I feel like really successful men have. But then it's like, what is the balance?
Yeah.
Because for me, I view content creation the way I view music, the way I view acting. Like there was Vanilla Ice who had a hit, and then there's Metallica who had a legacy, or the Beatles who had a legacy, 100%. There was there's actors like Brad Pitt who were killing it for generations, and there was these one-time wonders. And so to me, my brain is always like, tomorrow this can all be gone. But like you said, but by having that mindset, you also simultaneously like will overstress yourself, and you will always kind of be like paranoid. So you're a numbers guy. We're numbers guys too. So let's say next month the numbers go down, the views go down, the revenue goes down. All of a sudden it's the apocalypse.
Freak out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, like, for all the successful men, what is our balance? Because I feel like all of us had that thing where we're just thinking that tomorrow's we're gonna be at like freaking pitching a tenant in Los Angeles, like
oh, man.
pooping on the floor.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude. It's getting wild out here. It's sad, man. It's sad, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I think balance, it depends on the person, but I think if you can find balance in life, and this is something that I'm learning from my girlfriend. She's been teaching me, because I had no idea what balance was for the longest time. If you can find balance in time, you're going to be a happy man, because then you can do what you have to do when it comes to business, create your brand, do whatever industry you're doing, crush it, and then also enjoy life. Take all of those seeds that you planted and now start enjoying those things, man, because otherwise you're going to be just an unhappy old man, cranky old man. Yeah. And I saw that. I saw 70-year-old Alex being a cranky old man in a very nice nursing home, but I hated life. And I was like, that's not what I want. Hold up.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to define balance for me at this moment in time. But I'm also, like I said, I want to move out of LA, right? At some point, I want to go somewhere a little bit more quiet, waterfront, and chill. And that's the next goal. So that gives me the hunger that I need, the dedication that I need to fight towards that. And we'll see where I'm at. I just don't want to overwork myself. I just want to make sure that I'm enjoying my friends, seeing my family. That's all that matters to me,
Yeah, no, that opportunity cost and that balance is like something that I feel like we all kind of going through. And like right now I can see, like, all right, put the work in. I want to enjoy myself, my friends, my family. And the two things I'm sacrificing is sleep and my health. I can see that right now. I don't care. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna go out to my friends, then I ain't going to sleep till like 5, 6 in the morning.
Exactly.
Because I got to work after that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not a healthy or sustainable model.
How long are you going to be able to sustain this for? There's a limit, and your body will tell you, 100%. But you don't want to find out.
Exactly.
You don't want to find out that way. You don't want to wake up one day and be like, shit, like.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't feel good. Like something's going on. Like you want to gradually find out. And that I'm so thankful that I did, because I've seen, like you said, content creation is not easy. There's ups and downs. And I worked at YouTube, right, for 3 years. And I saw content creators come and go. And it very interesting, because I was only managing the top YouTube creators. and it was a revolving door because they weren't at the top for that long.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, who's next? It was kind of like the OnlyFans situation that you were talking about. Who's next? Who's popping right now? Oh, Mr. Beast, cool. All right, you get your turn, and then whoever's next is gonna come right after you, and then who knows? You get canceled or what nowadays, like, and it's gone.
Yeah, no,
you know,
that's the part that's been keeping me up at night, and I've been thinking about, and I realize I don't know if it's a completed answer, but like you said, you have to find something outside of content creating.
I had to for my own good.
Yeah, you have to sell a product that sells itself, basically. You know, that's always going to have the demand that you don't have to put that much crazy amount of work in.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the content creating game, it is a revolving door, especially with these OnlyFans girls. You only going to be attracted so long. Every day it's going to be more and more attractive girls.
Change.
Things are going to change. Things are going to start sagging.
It's all downhill from here.
That's the thing. That's the truth, man.
Though.
That's the
Come
truth.
on, yeah.
That is the truth, man. That's why I realized, I'm like, you have to find something that you can really sell, and that creates its own demand. 100%.
And something else about content creation too, guys. You know, especially with doing what we do and like being my own brand. If I get sick, there's no money coming in. That's it. You know, if I can't stand up, shoot a video with energy, it's over. You know, there is no income.
Man.
So it's. Can it go away? Yeah, it can go away, dude. Just as quickly as it came, it can go away, and that's how it works.
That's the thing about being running a real business and not some of these businesses that people think they're running when they take pictures. But like you said, I tell people all the time, when you're really an entrepreneur, what you really realize is that the difference is when I'm working a job, my performance doesn't affect my paycheck, generally speaking, unless you're working a commission job. So if I'm working in an office, you know, here's my $200,000 salary. That's how much I'm making, $100,000, $50,000, whatever it is. That's how much I'm making. If I'm sick for a week, I'm still making that money. If I have an off month, I'm still making that money. Like your money is consistently stable. But like you said, when you're a real business, you know, what happens is if something happens to you, there goes the content, there goes the product. And so it's something which the pressures of it isn't for everybody. And that's the thing that I started realizing about even the message about working and grinding and all this stuff. It's not for everybody. And it's not that you're less of a man, but you got to realize the cost. Like for some people, the stresses that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis of feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know if a year from now, they're going to even care about me anymore. You know, like, some people may not be able to sleep at night. People might have to be taking pain.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Like everything that you've worked for, you guys work hard. You know, you're posting all the time in multiple platforms. That can all go away. And that thought, like you said, it does keep me up at night sometimes, dude. And I have sleepless nights. You know, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I made it. I'm like, wait, no, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. And you got to find the balance. And that's what we're all trying to do here. You know, that's what we're all trying to do. I think when I was younger, I had no balance. That was fine up until like last year. I had really zero balance. And today it can be said that I still have no balance. You know, this is to my standards, by the way, which are not common standards. You know, like I work hard every single day. I wake up at 6:30. I work until like 8 or so, pretty much every day. You know, which is more than most people. But I still feel like I could work till 10. I could work a little bit long. If I work a little bit more, I could squeeze in another video. I could squeeze in something else. It's never ending. It's never ending. So you have to decide, when is it okay for you to take a step back and be happy with everything that's going on. You know. And
so another thing, when it comes to high performing, high achieving men, this is where I really believe the right woman comes into the factor.
100%.
That creates the balance. And like I said, I think unfortunately, especially in the men's space, there's always so much emphasis on, you know, what's wrong with women or how women have negatively affected a man's life. And we definitely want to try to be on the opposite side and show more of the positive things. But that's one of the biggest things, is that they provide balance. They provide perspective, you know, because if not, you just work yourself to death. And so I think that's something that I'm hearing even from you when you're sharing about Robbie. She's came into your life and really helped you provide a healthy balance.
She did, man. So my ex-girlfriend before Robbie, she lived in London. So I would only see her like once a month, you know. which was awesome. Like we had a good relationship, but then that meant when I was in LA, I had all the time in the world to do anything I wanted. So I just worked hard. Yeah. You know, and then like I said, I would just bounce, be there for a week and then come back. Or she would come and it would be like a vacation for me. That was kind of like my release. But I would work nonstop. You know, so then when I started dating Robbie, I kind of tried to do that. And she's like, come on, no, you can't do that. She's like, I made you dinner. Like, you want to eat in your office? You know, I'm like, whoa, I just got this one thumbnail. I'm I gotta check this out. And I started to realize that that's wrong. You know, I can't really be doing that. So that's where I'm at right now. You're right. I mean, she has really helped me out, you know, to understand my limits, and you have to understand it yourself too, you know, because I was thinking, no, I'm Superman, man. I can do this all day, any day, forever. But at some point it gets to you, and I just want to make sure that I don't burn out. That's where I'm at. I want to make sure that I'm enjoying life and not burning out. And Robbie's definitely she's been a rock. She's been helping me out with that a lot.
What do you think has been the biggest we talk about having a learning curve being in a relationship. Like, what do you think has been the biggest learning curve for you?
For sure, the work balance relationship that I have. Because I had an unhealthy work life, you know, let's say. It's just I have very little social life, you know, like people look at my Instagram and they're like, oh, this guy's living life. I'm like, dude, I'm busting my ass every day. And that's about it. Before quarantine, I could at least go out a little bit. During quarantine, nothing, dude. It was just work, you know. So that completely changed for me, and I think that was a big mindset change with Robbie. She really helped me get out of that. And it's funny because I also kind of like rubbed off on her in terms of like, she works harder than any girl I know, but she sees the work that I put in. And she respects it. You know, because I think the difference is a lot of girls come in and like, oh, I want all your time. You can't work. You know, you got me now. Like, you got to take care of me, and we got to let's go to dinner. Let's do this. Like, you're already making decent money. Let's go. Let's go spend it. And that's not right. That's not right. She also has to be a partner. You know, she can't just be like there for the fun times. She's got to be there for the bad times. And there's a lot of bad times when you're just overworked, when you're tired, when you're like, I don't really want to see your friends tonight. I'm sorry. Like, you know, go see them. Like, I'm just going to be home. I'm tired. They have to be okay with that. If they're dating someone who is driven, who wants to work hard every single day, there is, you know, drawbacks from that as well when it comes to the social aspect, social life. And girls have to understand that. If they want to date a boss, a CEO, a guy who's going to put in the work, then, you know, give him a little bit of space, let him do his thing, and then we'll meet later tonight. You know, I'll see you tonight. No,
that's so, man. That's big, because I really think a lot of women don't understand that. And then I think if you're a guy and you don't understand, okay, let me slow it down. Women don't understand that. And if you're a guy who also doesn't understand that, what will happen is you'll find a girl who will remove you from your purpose, who will remove you from your work, and you'll feel bad. You'll feel bad putting in the work. I'm not talking about neglecting somebody here. I'm just saying, like, you'll feel bad about working, and you'll spend all the time with her. And then I've seen so many guys, that's what's hindered them from getting to the next level, is by being with that woman who wants your time 24/7, who prevents you from actually becoming the man that you're actually called to be.
Then you're off track. And it's almost, I mean, I don't want to bash you, but it's almost the same as like being single and just being on Tinder 24/7. You're like, that's all you're doing. And that's kind of keeping you away from your goal as well. You know, so you have to find someone who respects your grind, who understands it, but also wants what's best for you. And that's not necessarily just to make money. Obviously, we all know this, you know, like, just because someone is wealthy doesn't mean that they're happy, right? So as long as your partner understands that, and she's doing what's best for you, she allows you to work, she pushes you forward, pushes you hard, but then when it's time to relax, she's like, yo, put your phone down. You know, like, she's got to be strong in that aspect too. You know, so that's why if you're a hard worker, if you work a lot, you know, long hours like you guys do, it is difficult to find a partner that syncs up with that, that matches up with that, because it's not an easy life. Right? It's not an easy life, and they have to be okay with, you know, sometimes I work like 10, 12 hours, and then Robbie wants to chat, and I'm like, I got nothing.
I talk for a living. That's why they don't understand. I talk for a living.
Like,
I don't want to talk no more.
I'm sorry. Like, you're getting the worst version of me right now.
All my minutes have run out. Like, my word count for the day, done.
Nope, got nothing. That's it. You know?
Oh my, that's so true, man.
It's so true. It's so
they want the best of you though. They want
the, and,
oh
and
man,
it's okay for them to want that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they're right, but at the same time, it's like some days you're not gonna get it. Like I'm just exhausted, and I'm sorry. Like I got you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great point, man. Because I think that's something, especially for the guys when they start really, you know, experiencing the success and putting in more of the work. You're gonna see that part of you where it's like, there's gonna be days where she's gonna wanna, hey, let's go for a walk, and I'm like, I want to sit down and watch TV. Hey, let's go.
I want to watch the game. I don't want to even hear your voice.
let me just watch the game. Do you want to sit here?
Sit there. Be on TikTok. Don't say that.
You know, and that and so it's important that you find a woman who's understanding like that. You know, because like I said, it's very easy. Because I remember I was dating a girl. I hope she doesn't watch this, because every time I talk about her, she watches the episode. It's not always the best story.
It's voodoo.
Voodoo's
commenting, unlike, dislike, or unsubscribe.
Nah, she go DM me probably. How you ain't go check feed? Okay.
So I was dating a girl who, whenever I would travel, would get mad at me for not calling her while I was gone. And her idea was, I feel like when you're gone, you don't think about me. And I understand that. I'm like, okay, but you also got to understand, I've been on a plane for 5 hours. Then I landed. I have to go set up an interview, talk for a couple hours. Got to edit the videos, get videos ready for tomorrow. I'm just tired.
It's normal.
Yeah.
You know, and then also what I would say to that, I don't know if you feel it, but I definitely felt it in previous relationships when I was traveling, is you feel that pressure. Like you're over here and you're thinking, oh man, I haven't texted her since I landed. Like you're not even paying attention to the interview. You're like, oh man, I need to make sure that text. She's going to be mad. And then it derails everything, dude. That used to happen to me at work, you know, when I traveled with Google and I was with this person, and I wouldn't text her or FaceTime her and like during the day. And I'm like, I'm busy. And then the next day I'd be like, oh my God, I got to text her. She's going to be mad. So then you have that pressure. So that's, you need a partner who's going to help you and who understands your lifestyle. And it's not for every girl. That's completely fine. Understand that as a man, like you said, don't try to be Superman and try to fix this relationship. Like if she is there to party, if she's that kind of girl, then that's not the kind of girl that I want. I want a partner who's going to help me, because I'm not a party kind of guy. You know, like, yeah, partying is amazing. You go out with some girls and you have an amazing time with them, and they might be just that kind of person who just is fun at parties. But how about with the bad times? How about when you're tired and you got nothing left to give them? Are they still going to be around? Are they still going to be like, it's okay, like, oh, you know, let me get you. What do you need? You know, what do you need? You need some time? Should I drive you to the beach to relax, or should I make you some dinner? Whatever, just helping out. In the same way that a man should be helping out their woman, you know, like if they're going through the same thing, you have to help each other out.
Because those people can drain you. You know, it's better to definitely be on your purpose and be single.
That's the worst kind of relationship, when you're like working and then you know that you're gonna go home to someone who's gonna be like, why are you coming home late? And you're like, oh, I actually don't even want to go. You know,
well, your health don't feel like a home.
Maybe I'll go to the bar, and that's when it goes. It's bad. But it happens.
Yes. No, I love that point, because I think that's something that a lot of successful men, they go through. Like you said, when home is no longer home, when home is another job,
dude.
And a harder job than the one you just left. You know, when and I remember, like you said, is the days where it's like, man, I know I'm gonna go home. She's gonna yell at me.
I'm gonna hear it.
I don't want to hear nothing.
You know, or when even it's the worst when you're like, you know, you haven't talked to her in a while, but you're afraid of calling her because you know you're gonna hear it.
I know what you're gonna say.
It's like when you miss like 5 phone calls from your mom. You have 5 missed calls. You're like, oh, no, she's gonna be mad at me.
And I'm so bad when it comes to my mom, and that is then I don't call her more. Then I spend more time.
That's what you do,
and it makes her more mad.
She's like, what's my excuse? I don't even have one. I don't know. Like she's gonna be mad.
So no, it's important. And another thing that you said that stood out to me was, she has to be there for the bad times.
100%.
And one of the things I've noticed, especially the guys who are putting in the work, is that one of their fears is that, okay, eventually I'm going to, you know, get to the point where I'm successful, doing well. I'm going to meet a girl. And how do I distinguish the girls who are there just because the times are now good versus the girls who would have been there whether the times were good and bad? So what would be your advice to guys who are kind of struggling in that area?
In my opinion, if you're looking for a lifetime partner, for someone, or maybe, you know, you just want someone, like, you're not looking to just date around. You know, if you want a girlfriend, like a real partner who's there to help you out, it has to start from the beginning. You have to set those limitations from the beginning. You have to make it very clear. You can't go into a relationship being like, let's travel, let's party, let's do this. And then 3 months in, you're like, all right, now I'm going to go back to my normal life, which is working 24/7. She's going to be like, whoa, this isn't what I signed up for. You know? So I think you just have to be pretty honest from the get-go. Look, let's have some fun. This is a new relationship, sure. But I just got to let you know, like, I can't see you tomorrow, or I can't see you this day or that day because I'm working. I have a goal. I'm excited about this goal. You know, you can share your ideas and your goals with her. And if she seems excited, if she likes that, and if she, you know, allows that, if she's okay with that, then there's something there. If she's like, well, you know, you do your thing, I'm not gonna go party still, probably not for you. Probably not what you're looking for. You know, so make sure that you're being honest from the beginning. Don't give her this false hope of like, hey, I don't do anything. I'm just gonna take you out shopping and do this every single day. That's not true. You know, and you're setting up false expectations, and she's gonna hope that that's your life when it's not. So from the very beginning, you know, my relationships, I'm a hard worker. This is what I do. These are my goals. I hope you're okay with that. And if they are, great, let's keep going. If not, it's like, I'm sorry, then, you know, I gotta work. It is what it is, and I would just slowly drift away, and that was that. So you have to know from the beginning. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, that's big, and I think to add on to that, those men that have that kingdom built, as we talked about, you know, like Fees used to say all the time, like, you either going to add to the situation, but you're not going to subtract from it. You're not going to be a negative. So these people are coming here and they're trying to, you know, change some things and like, nah, actually, I don't like this. We're going to move this around, or you're not going to do this anymore. It's like, hold up. I was doing just fine. I'm the king in this relationship. So it's I think that is huge when people just want to be a part of your team.
Exactly.
They want to serve. They want to bring value rather than trying to control, trying to make you to this person that they see in their mind.
Exactly. And not to say that, by the way, that like all your partners will have to help you and that's it, because it's a two-way street.
100%.
That's what you got to know as well. Right. And I felt that with Robbie because she is also a content creator. So we go through the same struggles sometimes where we're like, oh man, this didn't go well. I've been posting this and this was a brand deal and it didn't perform. What do I do? So she gets stressed out. I know what I'm talking about. I've done a few of them. Let me help her out. So, you know, we also help each other out. And when she's stressed out the same way that I am, even if I'm at my lowest, I'm like, all right, it's my turn. Let me pick myself up so that I can give her some energy, that I can give her some motivation, make her feel good. So, you know, it goes both ways. But like you said, somebody comes in and tries to move these pieces around, you're like, yo, I'm a grown man. I've been doing this for a while.
Get it to the curb.
I got this. You know.
But the point that I love is I've always said, man, how does a person respond to conflict in my life? Because you're right. Like as a man, I think if you're a hardworking, high character man, naturally when there's conflict in someone else's life, you're gonna want to help. You're gonna want to improve it. But how do they respond to issues in your life? And so I think to me, the most important thing is that if you're a guy and you're in that situation, like what happens when times get difficult? You know, what happens when you need somebody to lift you up? What happens when it's a struggle? Because like you said, everybody can be there for the party. But how many people can be there for the conflict? So I think it's really important that you have to see as a man, okay, not just when the good times, how is she behaving, but when things get rough for me, especially in my business, what now? Is there a change or is it consistent behavior?
That's when you really find out, actually, you know, like that's when you start to understand this person, because when you're at your lowest, is she going to kick you down even lower? You know, is she going to kick you while you're down? Because if she does that, then dude, I don't need this. I'm already not feeling great. You know, I already had like a long day. I'm tired. I don't need to like do all this stuff now to, like you said, another job. You know, I think of course there's limitations to everything. Like you have to make sure that you're giving her time and attention, of course, otherwise there's no relationship. That's the whole point. But there's going to be those days, and if she is not treating you right, then it's not supposed to work. She's not the one. You need to find a partner who's going to support you. You need those pillars in your life, and the biggest pillar has to be your partner. You're with them every single day. You know, and you need someone who's going to help you out. You do. I mean, so many guys are like, man, I'm working hard and my girlfriend left me. I'm like, dude, if she left you, like, because your work, if that's the reason, like you're telling me, you know, sometimes it's hard to know these DMs. She wasn't the one. She wasn't the one, because what are you going to do? Then stop working? So you can go to get, you know, dinner and spend the money that now you're not going to be making, by the way. Well, that makes zero sense, you know?
That's so true.
Whoever you decide to spend the rest of your life with is the greatest decision in your life. And that is the biggest interview that people need to take seriously. And they see some hiccups, they cannot ignore it. Don't ignore the red flags, fellas. Don't do it. Kick it to the curb.
So
I love that, man. The biggest interview of your life. 100%, that's good. Yeah, it's true.
100%.
So in closing, Alex, what would be a message to a young guy who's hearing this episode? You know, they've realized that, you know, they wanted to be successful. They maybe thought that there was a house or a car or a vacation they wanted to go on, and they realize they're overworking themselves, they're stressed out, they're miserable, they're frustrated. What would be a closing message you would give a young man like that?
You know, keep doing you. Take your time. Make sure that you're not giving up, because so many people give up very early on. You know, they want that instant gratification. They want things to work out immediately, and that's not how it works. Some people get lucky, but most people have to keep chugging along every single day, growing. It's like the YouTube channel, I think, is like such a good learning experience, because you start with zero, with nothing. And then you work hard and you make no money for the longest time, right? And then all of a sudden you start to make a little bit of money, and you have to be patient, right? You're working on yourself, you're making your videos better, you start to sound better, your camera equipment starts to elevate, you know. Do the same, apply the same to your life. Apply the same to your life. I think I grew a lot as a person once I started doing YouTube because of that. Because you have to work hard, you have to be patient, and it just goes like this. Slowly but surely, you're going to continue to grow. In your life, treat it the same way. You know, whether you're in a career that you're not growing as fast, okay, work a little bit harder. You know, try to network as much as possible, meet new people, study, work on yourself, see what you can do, move laterally and then go up, do whatever you have to do. But also, you know, find the right partner who's not bringing you down. Find the right partner who's not bringing you down, because if that's happening, that's another battle outside of all the battles that you already have. You know, why do you want to be in a war zone, man? Like, you make sure that you have something good to come home to. You know, like a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel happy, where you feel loved. You know, like some guys are like, oh, I don't want to I'm a man. I'm like, no, you want to feel loved, and you want to be comfortable, and you want to chill with your loved one. You know, you don't want to come home to solve more problems, dude. I love solving problems with my business, but like in the relationship, it's like there shouldn't be that many problems to solve. So, you know, for you guys that are sending me these messages like, this girl, what do I do? How do I get her? What do I keep doing? Let it go, man. Let it go. You know, there's a lot of girls out there, and I'm not saying, you know, that maybe this girl isn't special. I'm sure she is, but there's others. You know, it maybe just wasn't meant to be for you two, and that's completely fine. How many girlfriends have I had, and I was like, this is the one? A lot. A lot.
Fellas, assets, not liabilities.
Exactly.
Alex, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man. Where can they reach out to you at?
You can find me at Alex Costa on Instagram, TikTok, you know, YouTube. You can find me there. Check out forteseries.com for my products, and then Inner Circle as well. It's alexcostastyle.com to make sure that you join the Inner Circle and learn and elevate as much as possible.
I love it, guys. So make sure you guys reach out to Alex, send him a DM, send him a message, let him know what about this episode stood out to you guys. My name is Hafiz.
My name is Chris, to start the show, baby.
And we are joined by
Alex Costa. Thank you so much for having me, man.
No problem. We are the roommates, and adios.